Hello, everyone, and welcome back to NFL Playoff Pick'em. Just me and EJ tonight. How we doing, bud? You look comfy.
Hello, I am Peter, and I am green.
Start right off with that, huh?
I got a couple more in the chamber, my friend.
Oh, I know. It's always a great time when EJ Samuel, sell the team Bob, is here.
Yes, that is how I am commonly known in my village. They say,
Yes.
"Hey, sell the team, Bob. It's time for dinner," and I go
Oh,
in for dinner. So.
yeah. But yeah. So crazy week of games besides one. I mean, 3 out of the 4 were all really, really good.
Yeah, they were wild, Jake.
I
They were
know.
wild. And you know what? I think my favorite game of all of them was watching Houston take the dump. It was great.
Yeah. Say it feels good for you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll also just I don't know if you want to talk about the Texans now or if you want to talk about them later, but like I said, I've said it before, the terrible tower curse is real. And it has claimed
Clearly.
the lives of 13 teams and 4 players. And when the Texans mascot ripped that towel in half and taunted us after just take your L and move on. And you can call me
Yeah.
salty all you want, but take your L and move on. You do that, that's fine. That's fine. And guess what? TJ Stroud, you mad? Hell out of here.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
And that is
but
from Peter, who is green.
so yeah, just man, the tale of those 2 games. I mean, Josh Allen and CJ Stroud, turnovers. You know, obviously defenses didn't play bad, but just turnovers got them, dude. That's what sold the Texans, and ultimately I think sold the Bills against the Broncos, which was a crazy ending, a controversial ending. I think they should have at least looked into that call. It definitely was a catch, but
Yeah, they should have. It was a bad call, but here's my hot take, my sizzling hot take that might get me crucified in front of everybody. The Bills choked regardless,
yeah,
and I also think they shouldn't have been in that position. It shouldn't have been to overtime. If the Bills were that good and had it made, they shouldn't have been to overtime. They should have played a better game. You can't when no team, whether it's the Bills, the Ravens, the Steelers, the freaking Pittston area Patriots, anybody should not be in a position where one call loses you the game.
yeah.
It just should not happen. So
I agree, 100%.
I'd be upset about the call. I am, and if for the people who, when I've said about calls before, bring up the Jesse James catch with the Steelers, Pittsburgh should not have been in that position either when that happened. I believe that it's no matter what sport. If a call is going to cost you the game, you shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. Play better to begin with, so that stuff doesn't phase you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and
Continue.
yeah, some crazy things after those games. Obviously, Bo Nix not being able to play in this upcoming game, and then Sean McDermott being fired and Charbonnet hurt as well for the Seahawks. Yeah, just some crazy stuff going on, to say the least. But yeah, so we'll get into our recap of the week. New standings update, new leader. Yes, Isaiah is number 1. He went a perfect 4-0 on the weekend, getting every game right. He's now 9-1 and taking the throne of the number 1 spot. Me and JBC are now at a tie for second at 8-2 apiece. EJ, JD, and Zach are all tied at 6-4 for third. The J-Man is 5-5 now. Not a great week for him. And Jake Jones, a little bit of improvement. He had a nice week, going 2 for 2 and getting out of the slump a little bit, but he still sits at our last place spot. So go through it all. Like I said, Isaiah went perfect this week. Bills over Broncos, Patriots over Texans, Seahawks over 49ers, and the Rams over the Bears. And then next being me and JBC, I went 2 for 2. Bills over the Broncos, Seahawks over the 49ers, Texans over the Patriots, the Rams over the Bears. And then JBC went 3-1. Only differential we had there was the Patriots and Texans. So that kind of kept him from not being in a tie, kept him from, put him in the position to be in a tiebreaker with me. And then next, obviously, EJ, you had a better week. You went 3-1 on the week after your horrible start to the pick'em. Only one getting wrong was the Bills and Broncos. So talk about it a little bit.
I was going to take the Broncos too, and the problem was, and everyone's going to say, of course you were. I was going to take the Broncos. And then before we started the show last week, we were all in the meeting, and people were already starting to say stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I took the Steelers. That was stupid. I took some other teams. It was stupid. And I feel like the Bills are good. Of course, they're going to freaking win, right?
Yeah.
So I'll take the Bills. Well, this is, folks, go with your gut, because I would have had a perfect week. And so I got nobody to blame but myself. And I'll be expecting a call into the NFL office because I just criticized the refs and everything. So sorry.
I think we all will. But
I'm going to get fined for that one.
yeah, true. But yeah, so so that three-way ties between EJ and then JD, who couldn't be on with us. He's been on with us the last two episodes, couldn't be on with us tonight. He went 2 for 2. Bills over the Broncos, Seahawks over the 49ers, Texans over the Patriots, and the Rams over the Bears. And then the third person in that tiebreaker is Zach. Went 2 for 2. Bills, Broncos, 49ers over Seahawks. He got wrong. Pretty sure he was the only one who picked the 49ers to beat the Seahawks. Only one to do so there. And cost him. Put him in a tiebreaker. And then
I wonder what his thought process there.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. Zach Valesky, if you're watching this, reach out.
Listen to more Zach Top.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Then the J-Man, Jared Samuel, man, he did not have the best week. Only one he got right was the Seahawks, Texans over Patriots, Bears over Rams, and the Bills over the Broncos. That dumps him to 5-5 in the fourth place spot. Yeah. And then Jake Jones. Yeah, well, go ahead.
Meatloaf made that good hit song. 1 out of 4 ain't bad.
Yeah. Good reference. I like that.
Way to go, J-Man.
Yeah, and then Jake Jones, he just had an abysmal start to this. He pulled himself out of a hole a little bit, went 2 for 2, got the Seahawks and the Rams right, and then Bills and Texans wrong. So, we'll go into the picks of the folks that are not on screen right now. We'll start with Isaiah, as he is in first place with the best record. He has the Seahawks Patriots being our Super Bowl. That's a Super Bowl projection. Next, we'll go with JBC, tied with me. He has a Rams Patriots Super Bowl. Next, we'll go with the two out of the 3, 6, and 4, because the other one is currently behind this graphic right now, doing something. JD, Rams Patriots Super Bowl. He has picked. Zach has a Seahawks and Patriots Super Bowl, and then the J-Man has the Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl, and then Jake Jones has the Rams and the Patriots in the Super Bowl. So going to be some breakage in ties, I think, and then obviously how we do. So if you're wondering, how do you have all these tiebreakers? How do you break it if they're still tied up to the Super Bowl? Well, it's plain and simple, folks. You pick you give a score prediction for the Super Bowl, and that counts towards the final ranking. So if there's any tiebreakers, it's whoever got the closest in total points total points scored in the game. So whatever the final score is of the actual Super Bowl, whatever the closest total points is to that. So let's say the Super Bowl ends in a 27-24 game, and then someone picked, 24-21, then, and everyone else didn't pick that amount of points. So, it's that type of deal, whatever the closest is.
Right. Calculus. You got it.
Math.
I love it how you just said, oh, he's behind the graphic doing something. You made it seem like I was changing my clothes or doing some wild stuff. I was just laying here listening to all of the trigonometry he was just explaining. That's all I was doing to clear the air before the allegations come out. There we go.
the Cobra files.
The Cobra file. Release them.
Release the Cobra files. But so we'll get right into enough dilly-dallying. We have to, though, to make up time, obviously. And no one dilly-dallies better than me and EJ when we're on some sort of.
Except we ain't got time because I'm falling asleep. It's a little late when we're filming this.
Yeah, it always is. We know that.
Imagine I just fall asleep in the middle of this.
Yeah, then I make your picks for you. But yeah, so we're going to start with our first game. Both of them are on Sunday, obviously. We're going to start with the Patriots-Broncos, our AFC Championship. EJ, who do you think is going to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl?
Obviously take the New England Patriots. The Denver Broncos are in a real tough spot. And, I watched the entire New England game because I was kind of had nothing going on Sunday. And I sat down and I'm like, you know what, Taylor, we're going to lay down and we're going to watch this game. And we did. And I was impressed. Drake May was fantastic. He played some great quarterback play. if he can hold on to the ball, okay, I gotta set up. If he can hold on to the ball, I think he's gonna have a really, really good opportunity here to kind of pass the stats. I really think Denver's in trouble. I think a lot of their flair, and I know I got Broncos fans out here, boys and girls. I hate to say this, and I don't hate the Broncos. I really root for the Broncos a lot of the time. I want to see them do well. Bo Nix was a lot of y'all's flair. A
Yeah,
lot. They got
definitely.
some line problems. They got some line problems. Okay. How they made it this far, I'll give it to you. Bo Nix. Ready? He's out. Stidham, was it Jarrett Stidham who's in now?
Yeah,
I
Jared
don't
Stidham.
trust him. Who is that?
He
Who is
hasn't
that?
played. He hasn't played since 2023. He was drafted by the Super.
Exactly. Like who is
Patriots.
that? Right?
Drafted by the
Like I knew
Patriots.
who he was, but like that's the point. Like
Yeah.
you'd be better off going and calling Cam Newton so he can stop having a pouty fit. Seriously, I'm not even joking with you.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. Yeah.
you know, like it's a bad situation, and I feel for you guys because Denver is in a position where they within the next few years are going to be stupid, scary good, and we may
Yeah.
see the rise of the Broncos and the fall of the Chiefs now, which is great.
Gotta
However, with
love
the Patriots, their time is within the next year, the year after that. They're going to win a Super Bowl within the next 3 years. Whether it be this year, I'm not sure, but they sure as hell are going to make it. I just can't argue against how great their defense played against the. I mean, besides, look at two tough defenses for Houston. Tough break. You play Pittsburgh, you win, but they beat you up, specifically CJ Stroud, a lot. Then New England comes in and does it way worse. And I said this off camera when the game happened. To you, Jake, and to JD and JBC, who I wonder where they are right now.
Yeah.
Senators. Anyway, I said it to them, and we all agreed. If JD especially agreed with this one, when the Steelers and Houston played, okay, and CJ Stroud coughed up the balls all the time, coughed up the possession. Oh.
Keep talking. Keep talking.
Basically, well, he essentially did in both ways because both defenses were able to I don't want to use those words. Able to make him turn the ball over, take advantage, if you will.
That's even worse.
Look at. If they weren't playing a competent team in that first round, if they weren't playing Mike Tomlin, Mr. Playoff Choker, and if they played a competent offense in Pittsburgh, if they had a competent offense, Pittsburgh would have won that game based off of turnovers.
Yeah.
New England,
right,
the difference and the reason that they did what they did was they actually have a good offense, and they don't have a coach that's a moron and chokes in the playoffs all the time.
Yeah.
Seriously, give the New England Patriots Steelers uniforms and anybody but Mike Tomlin, and Houston loses in the first round. So they went up and played a competent team that can actually score, and it bit them. So now Houston's got a great defense, but that's another reason why I would choose New England. Got a great offense. Drake May is playing outstanding, and I know all of y'all are like, Matt Stafford, this and that. He's a great quarterback. He can really sling it. He's playing some great ball. Drake May deserves the MVP. I don't care what anybody says. Drake May should be the MVP this year. If it's not Bijan Robinson, it should be him. And that's just how I feel. Give me New England.
All right.
5, 10.
All right. Cool. All right. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to not go against the Patriots in this situation, just based on the fact that the Broncos are down Bo Nix, who I agree with AJ, and I'm surprised because I didn't think that's how it would end up. The Broncos' flair being from Bo Nix, but it really was. To be honest with you, also Josh Allen turned the ball over quite a bit as well. The only concern I could see is Drake May turning the ball over more because, again, the Patriots did not have their best game on offense again, but CJ Stroud was worse. I just, feel bad for that defense. They sold out to win that game, and CJ Stroud sold them. Yeah, man, it's a shame. But the Broncos, they have Jarrett Stidham at the helm, which I don't think is gonna, it's not like Bo Nix is, the greatest quarterback of all time, but it's your starting quarterback. It takes the dynamic out of it. You know what I
Right.
mean? Broncos defense is good. They may force some turnovers. We may not see. I kind of disagree with the fact that we might see Drake May's best game ever. Just because I don't know, I haven't been too impressed with
It's
the
tough, man, and they're going to Denver too. So I 100% agree
right
with your point.
in
It's tough to
Denver as
play up
well.
there, man. Air quality's different. It's gonna snow like
High
hell up there.
elevation.
It's gonna
Yep.
be a crazy game, but I still think it's gonna be a 10-point game. Go ahead.
Yeah. New England's definitely that's my pick 100%. But again, there's some concerns. But I think the Patriots would win. No problem winning. But again, there definitely is a little concern for that Patriots offense, and the Broncos defense isn't too bad. But I kind of agree with you that their spark came from Bo Nix, which I didn't think at all, to be honest, would happen. I thought it would be their defense carrying them through. But yeah.
They better build on it, that's for sure, because they've got one gem of a quarterback. Reminds me of a young man back in the '90s by the name of what's that guy's? He's kind of irrelevant. What's it called? John Elway or whatever. He's got the same footwork. He's got the same. He's got the same footwork. I mean, if you put them next to each other, I'm serious. Compare quarterbacks. Watch film back to back. The kid reads the field the same way, flings the ball the same way, does all of that stuff, and hopefully it doesn't take him as long as it took Elway to win a Super Bowl in Denver. I'm just saying.
And also, Sean Payton's a great head coach, too.
And Sean Payton, oh my goodness, props to him. I hope he breaks the curse. I hope he wins the Super Bowl this year and breaks the curse of those new head coaches, this and that. I hope so.
But unfortunately, when your quarterback goes down, those chances kind of diminish.
Yes.
So, that might push the path. We're both in agreement on that. Just solely on the fact that I think the Broncos losing Bo Nix is a lot bigger of an impact.
It sucks. It's
bad.
But
again, you got to look out for those turnovers that the Patriots have shown quite a bit this playoff run. I mean, it's just their offense hasn't been too impressive to me, to be honest.
Right. It's not that it's been. I would ease up on those words. Yeah. It's not been what it can be, but it still has been great.
We saw during the regular season.
Right. I mean, and I'm going to really try and bring it in here because I've already got stung once. I work on the radio, folks, so I can't say half the things I want to say. So when I let one slip accidentally, like the one we just saw, I'm very sorry. But I mean, they've just had great opportunities with Stevenson. Drake May has just been clicking. He's got that booty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Hunter Henry
connected and Diggs. Who the hell? I mean,
Diggs came out of nowhere, man.
He fell off a cliff and then came to New England, and all of a sudden he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I still can play football."
Yeah, and then like I said, Hunter Henry's been pretty solid too.
Hunter Henry, another guy, a safety valve, not like a George Kittle, Travis Kelce, Darnell Washington type guy, but like a safety valve, a guy that is like Tucker Kraft is the same way in Green Bay, not the main receiver, but a darn good safety valve that I know the guy's going to muscle through and he's going to make the freaking catch.
Yep.
That's what you've got in Hunter Henry. I don't know why the Chargers ever let him go. They were real stupid, but New England's got him and they're using him very well. So,
yep, I agree. All right. We're moving to our second and last game of the week, the NFC Championship at 6:30. It's the Rams and the Seahawks. Oh, my goodness. This game's going to feed families. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Third time these teams are playing each other. Last game was amazing, by the way. The regular season game was incredible between these two. But who do you think will take on the winner of the Patriots-Broncos in the Super Bowl and represent the NFC, EJ?
Honestly, I think this game is really going to come down to two things. I'll give you my pick in a second. I think this game's going to come down to two things. It is, I want to see how Darnold does under pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, they played good. They scored a lot of points, I'm sure you'll recall, against the San Francisco 49ers. But, folks, I got to be honest with you. Wasn't impressed by it, only because the 49ers have been so injured. They played against a practice squad potentially. And basically, I'm going to be completely real with you. the 49ers they weren't that impressive. And they still beat the Eagles. So what does that say, Jake?
That Kevin Patullo should never have a job in the NFL ever again.
Yeah, he's going to go work at the Squishy Mart or whatever it is. Anyway, look at the Niners just weren't all there. They had a lot. I mean, no Fred Warner, no George Kittle. A lot of bangs. A lot of people banged up on that O line. Purdy obviously played at least 3/4 of that game hurt. It's if as long that's assuming that he wasn't coming into the game hurt. He was not. He did not look himself. Great. Okay, you play Seattle, but usually they play in Seattle pretty darn good, and they didn't. Now, granted the fact they played a hurt team, I'm not going to discount. I don't want to discount the fact that Seattle's play. Seahawks fans, you got something to look forward to. And I think if the quarterback play stays as consistent and stays as good as they played against San Francisco, I think you're going to have a real good shot. And it's going to be real exciting in Seattle for the next couple of years. You've got some wide receivers. JSN is up there. I love it. Now, their adversaries in this one, the Rams, boy, a little shaky, especially with a guy like Stafford, and he is really the reason that they've got through when they did. And I'm gonna be completely real with you. You know, let's set the Wayback Machine to 2018. When the last time the Rams, or was it 2018 or 2019, whatever it was, when the Rams were in the Super Bowl last. Who's their quarterback, Jake Biggie Mills? Do you remember?
For the Rams?
Yes.
Jared Goff.
And if you'll recall, in that type of season, where Jared Goff was thrown in, he also was the star of the show. Had some guys that he could, but they weren't clicking in the playoffs. And it was like, how are they winning these games? Like, I remember they lost a playoff game a year or two before that to like Atlanta or whatever, and it was like,
so that's when they had what?
Literally, how?
Who was they had Todd Gurley in the backfield? Remember Todd Gurley?
Tavon Austin was still there. It was like the 1 year he saw the playoff.
That team.
But that gives me these kind of vibes now. And I think the Rams are going to, instead of fluke their way through, I think they're going to fall short in Seattle. Just because home advantage, can't go against it. Now I've seen that Darnold is pretty darn good. Like, it's not as if I didn't believe him before, but now I've really seen some things that kind of make me believe that they're going to do something here. So, I don't know. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a fantastic game. It's going to be two offenses. It's going to be like two wizards fighting. It's a Shane Gillis reference. But it's going to be great. It's going to be freaking awesome. You're going to see this could be one of the highest scoring games we've seen in a very long time. This is going to be better than the Bears. And by the way, adios there, Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. Get out of here. Annoying. And that Bree Delio girl. Horrible, man. All I saw was her on the reels and everything about the Bears, this and that and the other. Cool. Ready? To quote CJ Stroud, you mad? See you later. So I think Seattle's going to win this game, and that's just how it is. High-scoring game. Like, I'm going to give you a genuine score. Normally, instead of I just do like a buy, I'm going to give you a genuine score here. Ready? This is going to be, I think Seattle by 6, but give me a score like 35-27, maybe 35-27. Nah, yeah.
I think they get
35-28.
I think they get in the 40s. I think it's going to be.
You think they get in the 40s?
Yeah.
It's going to be close, man. It's going to be close. I don't know, Jim. It's going to be close. I don't know. Now,
yeah.
Let me see if I can get a Collinsworth in here at some point. Go ahead.
You will. You did the last episode, too. Don't worry. I caught it.
You did?
Yes, they did. It was when you were talking about the 49ers.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm gonna just go with the Seahawks because I get it. Matt Stafford can turn it on in the playoffs, but realistically, this team they haven't been winning these games like they should. I don't think, you know what I mean? And obviously they have a very good team, And, Devontae Adams has 2 games back now, so he's kind of found his way back. Puka Nacua still being Puka Nacua, and then Matt Stafford being able to turn on when he can. But, besides their defense, honestly, has been pretty solid as well. And what's the one thing we've talked about before that's an issue for the Rams? Special teams, right? Yeah. Not that impressive. I just don't think they're that impressive, on the special team side. Obviously, the offense, they have the potential to be good, but I don't think we're seeing that potential right now. Obviously, they're winning the games, but they're not winning. You barely beat Carolina. I get it. Can't discredit Carolina. It was at Carolina, but still, you should win that game. You're 10.5-point favorites. You should not barely win that game. And then even the Bears, too. I know the Bears were a little overhated, I think, personally. They were pretty good. But again, if you're with your offensive talent, you shouldn't only win that game you send that game to overtime, I think personally. And I know depleted 49ers. I get it. I understand where people are coming from,
and you still lost to them.
Yeah. The fact that they even won a playoff game, I know it was the Eagles and Kevin Patullo. I understand that completely. I'm a fan of the team. I picked against them. I bet money against them. I did. Yes. I will admit that right now. I bet money against them. So, I know. Okay. But the Seattle Seahawks, they look like the most complete team out of all these teams. Good at everything. They were hitting on all cylinders. Special teams, offense, defense. I mean, they took it to the house on the first play.
Right?
The
defense is good. I didn't even mention that.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
My gosh, yeah.
Yeah, they're good at everything. Every asset of their game, offense, defense, special teams, all good. All fantastic. All clicked on Saturday. And you know what? I don't care who they played. They still put up 41 points in a playoff game and held them to 6. I don't care who it is. You still have Brock Purdy. You still have Christian McCaffrey. You still have some solid players on that defense. Yep. That team won 12 games, EJ. 13 games. I mean, come on. I get it. They're depleted. I understand. No George Kittle. But come on.
Fred Warner.
Nor Fred Warner. That team, even without Fred Warner, they still won 12 games. Brock Purdy was out during the year. Mac Jones was playing for them. They still won all those games. They still got they almost had the number 1 seed. If they beat Seattle in that last game, they were the number 1 seed. And I get it, depleted. I understand. But people are discrediting the fact that they did it without all those guys. Yeah, they still did it. You know what I mean? So for Seattle to put up 41 points and hold them to 6, I think that's saying something. I just think it's saying something. Give me the Seahawks. I just think I'm going with the Seahawks. I think they're so complete at everything they do. I get the Sam Darnold, not being sold on him winning a Super Bowl or a playoff game, you know what I mean, or winning another playoff game, but I don't care. He's playing out of his mind. He's got offensive power. I know, like I said, Charbonnet's hurt, but he was more of they that's not going to really impact them too much, I don't think.
I want Sam Darnold to win one like you would not believe.
Oh yeah, me too. I like the
and to clarify, I'm not discrediting Seattle's win last week. I'm not.
People are.
A lot of people are. I get their point. I wanted to mention that point. It's true. It's true. But I will also tell you again, Sam Darnold, look at his track record. When does this end? There's no way this continues. No freaking way. Does this end this week? Does it not? I already took Seattle. But when does it end?
Yeah, right.
It's got to come at some point. So that's why that's a very valid reason why if somebody were to pick the Rams, I could understand.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think I do think he has at least another week in him. But
absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, I think we're gonna. I'm predicting the Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl.
Yeah, no Malcolm Butler this time. Well,
yeah.
Let's see if they run the ball this time on the 3.
To say it's a rematch. That's we saw that Super Bowl matchup back in 2015, right? 2014-15, right?
I lost my mind, and I wasn't even rooting for anybody.
Yeah, it was crazy. I know. It was insane.
I didn't want the Patriots to win because I was a Steeler fan at that point. Patriots would break your heart every darn year as a Steeler fan. And they get there, and he threw it, and they intercepted it, and I was so freaking out.
Yeah,
lost my mind. It was just crazy.
Yeah, that was definitely one of the more classic Super Bowls
Come
ever.
on, Seattle, go avenge little me. Please,
Yeah.
hurt, please cure my football hurt.
Yeah.
Please.
Go avenge the Legion of Boom for us, Sam
Right.
Darnold.
Oh my goodness. Criminally underrated. I know a lot of people like people say, "Oh yeah, Legion of Boom's got its own name. How underrated could it be?" They counted those guys out like every year, and they go in and
Yeah.
at least win a playoff game. Like,
Yeah. I know.
yeah, by the way, now that we're on the topic of the Seattle Seahawks and back in those days, what happened to my brother Doug Baldwin? What happened to
Yeah. Oh
Eddie
my God.
Lacy and all those guys?
It's
Like,
like we're
wow.
it's like the picture of the guy blowing the dust off the book.
Yeah, like
Baldwin, dude. Oh
I'm
my
just
God.
I'm so excited. The NFL looks like it used to.
Yeah, it
Like,
does.
and I'm just like it brings me back to being a kid.
It's
So,
great.
you know,
Seahawks and Patriots and Broncos. Broncos Patriots AFC Championship game.
oh my goodness, Manning and Brady, all the great
Yeah,
games you get to
incredible.
see. You watch it to be the primetime game. You know, Broncos had to go through KC and Pittsburgh to get there, and it
Yeah.
was like it was a thing, man. That was like that was the pinnacle of football as a kid. It was like 2010 for me at least,
Oh yeah,
2010 to
for
like
us, of our age range, of
2017,
course, right? Yeah,
and we were
from
just all those freaking guys. Like I remember those years where the Broncos and Seahawks would face each other. The Patriots, like they'd have to like all the great guys in the AFC, Jamal Charles and stuff. Chris
yeah. Oh my
Collinsworth would
God.
be out there. He'd be out there going, "Now here's a guy who can run the football," and it would be like something like that. And you'd be like, Ted Ginn, like all these guys.
Yeah,
Where are they? I'm so
it's
glad that
great.
the NFL looks like
It's
it did.
crazy. Like the only quarterbacks left from that era that are still in the league are might not be might not be now. Aaron Rodgers, Joe Flacco, Kirk Cousins. That's about it.
Yeah, we got Flacco and Cousins. I think Rodgers is hanging it up. I genuinely
Yeah,
think Rodgers is hanging it up.
and then
But
Philip Rivers obviously came back for a year. Crazy.
I
Yeah.
saw this. I'm just telling y'all, Denver Broncos. If you call Ben Roethlisberger and he comes out of retirement, I'm going to be really upset with you because he's supposed to stay a Steeler, and that was it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, do not do it.
Don't think it's happening, but
You're going to get a nasty Graham letter from me. I'm going to say you're going to get a bag of Haribo sugarless gummy bears from me and a nasty. Do you know what those do?
Oh yeah,
They give
I
you
know.
laxative effect. So
Yeah, they do. That they do.
and they
Yep.
sell them. They just sell
Yeah.
them. They don't bother trying to fix it.
Nope.
Just like
Yeah.
the Steelers and their offensive problems. They don't bother trying to fix it.
True. Yeah. But yeah, so that's our picks looking a lot like our growing up childhood era of the NFL with the teams at least in it. You know, obviously Seahawks, Patriots, and Broncos. You know, the Rams weren't good during that era. They kind of got good as of late. You know what I mean? Obviously the early 2000s before we were born or right around the time we were born, the Rams were good with Kurt Warner. But you know, we're talking about our prime of like the 2010s, the 2010s NFL.
Yeah, the Sam Bradford era.
Yeah, yeah, and then
The Sam Bradford era. That guy was absolute
Vick era for the
buns.
Eagles, the Michael Vick era for the Eagles, and Deshaun Jackson.
McNabb went to Washington.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I remember the day that happened. I remember those days back in the day when it would be Ben Roethlisberger gets hurt and it'd be like, who the heck do the Steelers go to now? They've never had a thing. I remember when McNabb got traded to what they sent wait, he didn't get traded. McNabb did not. Did he get traded? Or I just remember.
Yeah.
Yes, they traded him. Okay. Gosh. The place we were at, it was a restaurant. We were at the Chili's that's no longer in Wilkes-Barre.
Oh yeah,
My dad had one of those old Verizon like phones you could slide up and the keyboard was there.
Yeah.
And everybody was losing their mind in the restaurant. It was ridiculous. You know,
I remember I went to an Eagles game right before they fired Andy Reid. It was against the Falcons when I was 6 years old in 2011. I was wearing my size small to medium Deshaun Jackson jersey.
Deshaun Jackson.
He was my favorite. He was my favorite back in the day.
Everybody knows I hate the Eagles. That guy was so fun to watch. And Brent Selleck was also
Brent Selleck was
unreal.
Brent Selleck, Jeremy Backward, Deshaun Jackson, Michael Vick. Oh my
That
God.
whole division at one point was just
Nick Foles at one
ridiculous.
point. Nick Foles at one point
I
too.
mean, think about this. That whole division, 08, 09, 10, 11, 12, that Giants were
Yeah.
stupid good. The Eagles always gave them a hard time. Washington was competitive for some
Yeah, with
reason
RG3.
with like Jason Campbell and RG3, and they all had like the
Cowboys had
Clinton Portis,
Tony
like,
Romo.
and then the Cowboys had Romo, so he was good for at least 7 wins that might make the playoffs, and they might shock
Yeah.
some people. You know, that was, gosh, what great football. And
Yeah, we're
again,
going
I'm
on a
really
little
glad that we're getting back to those teams being relevant again.
Yeah, it won't be the same players, obviously, but
It's
those
healing my soul right now.
yeah, it is. We went on a little nostalgia trip there, but yeah, so we'll go over the people who are not on screen, their picks once more, and then we'll wrap it up for tonight. So start with JD. I'm just in order of the graphics here. So he has the Rams, Patriots in the Super Bowl. J-Man has the Seahawks and the Patriots. JBC's got the Rams and Patriots as well. Jake Jones has the Rams and Patriots. Isaiah has the Seahawks and Patriots. And then Zach has the Seahawks and the Patriots as well. So, yeah, one more look at our standings, obviously. A couple tiebreakers here. Me and EJ here, I mean, you could pass out some of these other guys because JD has the Rams and Zach has the Seahawks. So there could be some disparity there. And then JBC has the Rams too. So that game is also telling for our placing as well. So we'll see how that all ends up. And yeah, so next week we will be taking a week off just because of the week in between the divisional games and the Super Bowl. So there will be no new episode next Friday. We will be back the Friday before the Super Bowl. And then after this, the Friday after the Super Bowl will be our Super Bowl recap. So 2 more episodes left of season 4. Yeah, it's flying by. I mean, season 4, episode 4 of the TJ show, season 3 of the TJ show is ending Wednesday. Episode 4 was this previous Wednesday. I mean, incredible. It's crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do. We're going to figure out some content. Yeah, so that's it from us.
Maybe we'll scroll until we get tired.
Yeah.
Maybe. that one didn't quite sink. All right, I gotta get out of here.
You got to scroll until you get tired. Yeah.
I'm already tired. What are you talking about? I'm getting booed off the stage right now. Quick, end it.
Hang on. Wait, do we have one? Hang on. Do we have one? Give me a minute. Oh yeah, we do. Get out of here.
Why are you booing me? I'm right.
All right. That's going to end it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Friday before the Super Bowl, we will do our Super Bowl picks and obviously our points for our tiebreakers. See you guys in 2 weeks.